Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to flip or wholesale houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I got a question, and I was going to simply answer with an "it depends." But my new thing is that I'm answering all questions. So this was the question: can you make a video on estimated repair costs for a typical 2,200 square foot house with a 3 bedroom, 2 bath? If possible, let's say it's fully gutted. Woo! I know it's not possible to get a precise repair cost, but just a ballpark range for each stage of repair. ARV is 450 to 500. Ugh, okay, that is tough. Because I'll be honest with you, 450, 500 area, fully gutted, you got to buy this really cheap. So let me go through a few things. Let's assume it's fully gutted. So if it's fully gutted, the first thing I'm thinking of is I'm assuming that the framing is correct, and I don't need to reconfigure any of the framing. But I need to sheetrock everything, and I need to do full electrical and full plumbing. That's a lot. So full electrical and full plumbing. I mean, I haven't done that on a deal in a little while, but I'm going to estimate $30,000 for each today. I mean, the cost of materials went up a lot. So that's $30,000 to run the plumbing, $30,000 to run the 30,000 for each. Let's just say. Right? I mean, it might be a little cheaper if it's fully gutted. They don't have it's a little easier to run, to put the runs in. Now the question is, are you doing air conditioning? Right? You may or may not need that. Some areas are 450, 500. You need it. Some you don't. Let's assume not. Right? So that's 60 grand just for electrical and plumbing. Now, do I need a boiler? If I do, it's not 30. It's probably 35, maybe 38 for the boiler. Let's assume 40 for plumbing and 30 for electrical. That's 70. Then I got to sheetrock the whole house, 2,200 square feet. It's a lot of square feet, 1,100 on each floor. Oh, what do I even figure? I forgot the numbers, but it's probably going to be another. I don't know. That's a lot of boards. I wish I could figure out how many boards that is. I'm not that swift. Probably another 30,000 just for sheetrock. So that's just to get the place sealed up. So that's 30, 40, and 30. That's 100 grand. I'm being a little liberal. Now you got to put in a kitchen, 450 to 500 area. Kitchen will cost you 20 grand. That's 120. You got to put in 2 bathrooms. I don't know the area, but let's say it's 10,000 each. That's 140. Now what else? It doesn't say. Is the exterior fine? Are the windows okay? Is the roof okay? There's all kinds of shit here. I don't know what's going on. Am I doing a conversion from oil to gas? It's very hard to figure these things. And it's different in every situation. And it's very rare for me to actually close on something that's gutted like that. I would try to wholesale it. But in that situation, assuming those other things didn't come up, I'd have to figure it's going to be, it could be $150,000. 2,200 square foot is a big house in most of the areas that I operate in. That's pretty big. So, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done there. How did I figure 2,200? What did I say, 150? I said 140,000 divided by 2,200. What did I figure? No, that's not right. 2,200 times 200. Yeah, I think that's fair. So, I mean, it's not a simple answer. There's so many factors that are up in the air on this, right? How does the exterior look? Is the siding okay? Does it have to be lifted? But that's a big deal that people don't even realize. Now, for 10 years after Hurricane Sandy, there's still a tremendous amount of houses in Nassau County that still are showing up as red. A lot of people don't understand how this works. In the town of Hempstead, they went around. I mean, it's the most asinine thing ever. We're 10 years later, I'm still talking about it. They went around and saw houses, and they decided whether it was red, which meant it had significant damage, yellow, whether it had moderate damage, or green, where it had no damage. Almost impossible for anybody to figure out. They didn't go into a lot of these houses. They don't know how much damage there was. So, and there's a class action suit right now, and I think the class should win, of people who were told by the town or their municipality after Hurricane Sandy, just fix it up, don't worry, and they spent money to fix it up, and then they were told, oh, sorry, you can't get a certificate of occupancy unless you lift it. So they already did the work, right? Because if you show up red now in town of Hempstead, you cannot get a certificate of occupancy unless you lift the house. That's cool, nuts, crazy. But there's still situations like that. So you ought to look into these things. There's so many up in the air factors, right? I've made lots of offers on properties that need to be lifted. Lifting is a big deal, right? When you lift a house, you got to think about what's involved. You have to disconnect the electrical, the plumbing, this waste line, okay? Then you got to get a guy to come lift it who's going to charge you, I don't know, 50, 60 grand. Then you got to build a foundation around it. They drop the property down on it. Then you got to reconnect all the plumbing, electrical, waste line. If it's a place with no gas, then you got to connect an oil line to it. If there is gas, got to connect the gas line to it. Then you got to create steps, right? Because there were no steps because the house was down below. You got to put steps in any door. You may have to put a new porch, a new deck. All this stuff is very expensive. It's very reasonable for this stuff to cost $100,000 on a lift. So there's so many factors involved in this. It's just so many. It's just unbelievable. So it's very hard. And I know everybody. I understand when you're starting out, everybody's concerned. Oh, how do you figure repair estimates? I don't know what repair estimates are. How can I do this? I don't know. I'm not a contractor. I don't know what repair estimates are. You know, the first few deals, you should bring a contractor. Pay him $100 or something. Come look at it. Tell him if you get the property, you're gonna say, I'll pay for your time, and you'll get an idea of how to price things out. I did it a million times, but the truth is, most of the time when I do it, I have to tack on 40 or 50% because I can do it very cheap. But when I'm wholesaling it, I need to figure in their costs, and their costs could be more. So everybody wants this shortcut. What is it? Just give me a square foot number, right? I know that I do $50 a square foot if it's a moderate. These things are all crazy. I never figured out anything times square foot. 50, 60 bucks a square foot. It depends. It really depends. Every situation depends. And that's the thing. And this is where it gets complicated. You're going to go to a property and everything probably doesn't need to be done, right? I remember the first property I did. What the hell was the address? Maybe I don't remember the address, but I remember the property. And one of the bathrooms was redone maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years before, and it wasn't bad. And I had really got renovated all these properties before, and it was like bothering me that I was going to leave this bathroom. I sold it for exactly what I thought I was going to sell for. I don't think redoing the bathroom would have got me any more money. And what you have to learn from that situation, what I learned is, I don't need to do everything in every house. In fact, when I look at properties now, I look at them as how little can I do to make money on it, right? I don't want to do as much as I used to. I used to want to do everything because I stupidly thought that if I do everything on this property, nobody can say they don't want to buy it. Do you know how stupid that thinking is? People cannot want to buy it because they don't like the way I did it. People cannot want to buy it because they don't like where it's located. People cannot want to buy it because they don't like the layout of the property. People cannot want to buy it because they don't like the position of the house on the lot. There's a million reasons why people could say no. So my attitude really for the last 6 years has been, I want to do as little as possible so I can make a decent profit. That's it. So if I get in there and the bathroom is not bad, I'm not doing that whole bathroom. If I get in there and the bathroom just needs a vanity and a toilet, I'll just replace that. I will not try not to retile the whole thing if I don't need to. And there's a lot of shortcuts to it. So everybody wants this easy button of just tell me how much it is a square foot. Oh, it's 2,200 square foot. It's $50 a square foot. It's 110,000. I don't believe that, right? Because I don't believe you have to go renovate every house. Now, are there guys that I sell to who do think that way? Sure there are. There are guys who will look at a bathroom that I think is really good or just needs a vanity, and they'll say, I'm going to gut it. Great. More power to them. Keep the contractors happy. I don't care. Keep Home Depot in business. That's not how I look at it. So it's very hard to answer repair estimate questions. I was about to answer this guy, just respond with very complicated, different in every situation, but I did a video on it. So why think twice? This is for you. I hope this was helpful. Basically, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be 140 grand. It might be 100 grand. 2,200 square feet is pretty big. It's probably going to be 140 grand, depending on what the exterior is like. You know, costs have gone up a lot. I mean, just so much more. I mean, I know a builder in Maryland, and he was saying it's costing him twice as much to build now than it was 2 years ago. Twice. All costs have gone up, not just materials costs, labor costs have gone up. So it's not an easy answer. Hopefully costs will come down soon. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflip.com. howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching I offer, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. If you are interested in, I have a Learn at Home program. It is www.howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. And what else? Please keep the comments coming. This came from a comment. I don't always know what to say. I post 5 times a week. So please keep the comments coming. Ask any question. It does not have to be about the video you're watching. And if it's something simple, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video or videos on it. If it's something new, I will do a new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.